It is obvious there is this rumor going on. I don't know how much you have invested psychologically, emotionally, and materially in PDP. There is a rumor going around that you've left PDP. What is the truth to it?
I don't know what you call rumor. I don't know what informed you to call it a rumor, but it's a news. The truth is that at about 1 o'clock today, I have tendered my resignation as a member of PDP. I've delivered a letter to my ward chairman. He has signed and I've acknowledged my own copy. So from today, I cease to be a member of People's Democratic Party. So it's a news. It's not a rumor.
What would have informed that disposition, if I may ask?
First of all, let me emphasize this, that for people that know me, that knows me very well, my advent of politics is quite altruistic. I didn't join politics because of what personally I can gain. I see politics as a vehicle, as a medium through which you can bring development to the people and to the community. And so I saw PDP as a party at that time that I can join to speak for my people, to bring development to my people in terms of human and capital development. And I followed them meticulously and selflessly for years, since 1999 to today. And there's a time in life where you take a stock and do a retrospect, and I've seen that the PDP of today is not worth continuing with. And one thing about me is that I don't whip a dead horse. So it is good to live when the ovation sounds loudest. So I feel, especially with the political happenings recently, I feel that PDP is not the best vehicle that I will use to achieve my political dream for the people, not for me. So that is principally the reason why I have to leave the party.
Speaking of the political happening in the recent time, I don't know if the Obi effect and Obi tsunami, the obedience tsunami, got to your environment.
Let me come out direct. You know, sometimes politicians, you know, somehow use some language, but on this particular one, yes, obedience movement is a phenomenon. It's a national whirlwind that even the deaf are hearing it. But the thing that I can take home within it is that obedience movement is taking the power back to the people. It's redressing, it's readdressing the quagmire, the things that have been bedeviling Nigerian politics. Before now, you will see people who climbs through the ordinary. The ordinary will stay through the thick and thin in hot sun to vote for them. And the same people that you pass through all those hurdles to vote for them becomes unreachable, calls you nobody. Tomorrow again they will come because they feel that they don't need your vote. Because they feel that even if you don't vote for them, somehow they have a way of wriggling out of it. They believe in their money, they believe in their contacts. But obedience came in and changed the narratives. And in this election, we are seeing a motorcycle rider being a House of Representatives, people who did not spend money to become somebody, achieving their dreams without spending money. That's the democracy I believe in. That's the democracy I aspire, that I dream of. And I'm so elated that it's happening in my lifetime. And honestly, if there's anything that gives me joy now, is seeing these things happening. Where you can wake up today and say, I can. Yes, I can. And I'm not going to be shortchanged, and I'm not going to be shut down because I don't belong to a certain class. The obedience movement is making politicians now to see a different view of politics. Before now, we used to see people sit down in their house, answer leaders, use those same people that they tread on to get their votes. Because of the contact upstairs, they claim all the glory. And they begin to apportion their largesse to their cousins, their brothers, their friends, and their cronies. And those people, they just throw bread and carrots on them, and they wait for another 8 years. They employ this device they call divide and rule. They try to suppress those ones. They feel that they can rise again. The power is going back to the ordinary persons. The voters are now the powerful people. The politicians who hitherto are not conversant with this real democracy are running helter-skelter. And to me, that is a gain. So unobedient is a good phenomenon. I align with it. I align with the philosophy. I believe in it. I'm a progressive in nature, so I don't have any problem with obedient. As a matter of fact, I give him kudos. P2B have changed the narratives. He's the new face of Nigerian politics, whether you like it or not. And any politician that wants to grow in Nigeria today should borrow a leaf from him. Otherwise, they will go on compulsory retirement. So I align with him. I like his phenomenon. It's exactly what I feel that it should be. So I align with obedient philosophy. I agree with them. And there's nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong in aligning with what is good and what is going to bring common dividends to the people. Anybody that knows me, let me also say it, anybody that knows me shouldn't be surprised that I'm aligning. I'm somebody that I am not rich, but the little I have, I feel pained to see people who are graduates, who are capable. They are not incapacitated in any reason. They are hardworking. But because the society have not given them the enabling environment, you see them becoming beggarly. It hurts me so much. I'm also not happy that those who we voted into power have become our Achilles heels. They are now becoming our nemesis. They climb, and from on top, they're becoming the lords over us. Today, they are no longer lords, whether you like it or not. The high and mighties are running helter-skelter. That is the effect of obedience. And so why wouldn't I be happy? And that is my dream. Let all of us be on the streets. Accountability will come to play now. They will ask you questions. If you trick us this year, in another 4 years, we are going to remind you, and we will use our PVC. I so much love this PVC to ask you for stewardship.
That's it. I'm going to come to what your line of direction in specifics will be. But first, you cannot deny your relationship with the governor of Delta State, who was a candidate, the vice presidential candidate. He was on the ballot box. We would have expected that that effect would have kind of at least given a consideration to him in Delta State. Would you want to describe what went wrong?
Governor Kowa, let me be very sincere. Governor Ifeanyi Atukowa is somebody I have tremendous respect for. So as a result of that, I may not go into details. I still have respect for him. He is my governor. He's been my governor for 7 years and some months now. So I respect him. But in politics, sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. You cannot win all the time. So, and it is also incumbent on whosoever loses or wins to do a retrospect, to go back and ask yourself, why did I lose? Why all of a sudden my success story is not sustained? So he's not the only. About 18 presidential aspirants came out for this election, and as we speak today, INEC have declared one. Other ones lost. So he's just one among some of them. So I'm sure that's what they call a feedback session. He will go back to ask, why did he lose? Or why did his principal lose? Because, he was a vice presidential candidate. But I still have my personal respect for him for whatever reason. Politically, as we speak today, by reason of my resignation, we don't belong to the same party again. He's not my leader again. He's just one of the political leaders in Delta North and in Delta State that I have tremendous respect for, and it remains as such.
As much as I'm going to feel that you're being political about your understanding of him, you had a lot of acolytes in Anyocha North. Let me even use that as a case study. Why was there not so much positive reaction from the electorates in Anyocha North for their governor?
Let me say it. You see, naturally in a Senate climb, Election is a reflection of the people's mind and feelings. If I'm aspiring for election, I'm from Idumujuno, for instance, and I go back to Idumujuno and I'm aspiring for whatever position, and the lowest vote that I got came from Idumujuno. The natural instinct that I will get or that I will respond to is, why did my people not vote for me? So I will ask questions. The people that hitherto loves me and was calling me names, Ake Uchanwa and all whatnot, all of a sudden cannot vote for me again. What went wrong? So I can't speak for Anyocha North people why they did not vote for him. But it is incumbent on him, it's dependent on him to, and I'm sure I know his pedigree politically. I'm sure he's going to ask questions why he did not get the expected result from the people that he hitherto calls his people. So those things are cardinal. Those things are very important, and I'm sure as an astute politician that I know him to be, is in philosophy that I study, that's what they call reflection. He's going to have a reflection on it, and I'm sure he's going to attend to it. So the question is not for me and nor for the people of Anyocha. I speak for myself, and the election has come and gone. The lessons will be learned, and remedies, if it is possible, will be applied.
Yeah. Let me bring it back to you. You have been disposed to politics of positivity and progressive in intent and purpose. Will you say this moment is something you've always pushed for? Politics have always been, in my own definition, politics have always been a politics of inclusiveness. If you are playing politics of I am the boss, I am the leader, and you are my follower, then I think you should start preparing for your retirement. The people have taken back their power, whether you like it or not. That is the norms now. They've taken back their power. You can't take it back from them again. The political awareness is increasing by the seconds, not even by the day. Nobody is politically ignorant again. There is suffering in the land. When I drive from Port Harcourt to Idumuja to Bulubu to Obom, you see suffering. You see people that are graduates, people that are intelligent, people that are not incapacitated, that are hardworking. But the harsh environment is making them to look as if they are beggarly. And these so-called political leaders are throwing carrots on them, using them for self-aggrandizement. So it has changed, but I remain what I am. I remain the Jude Baadi, the progressive-minded person. I will align with anybody that is inclined to progressiveness, that is inclined to selflessness. If there is selfishness, I am not part of it. Politics should be inclusive. Politics should be putting somebody instead of you. Politics should be at any moment, at any point in time. What should be in your mind is, what will I do to better the life of the other? You interviewed me during my aspiration for House of Assembly, and I told you the philosophy of life. One American president will always say, think not of what America can do for you, think what you can do for America. The same way I also tell the leaders and the politicians, think not of what you can always gain from these electorates. They've done their own bit. They've stood under the sun, under the rain to vote for you. Tell those leaders that say they are leaders, they have only one vote. The same vote they have is the same vote that those people have. I don't know if all these politicians have ever asked them. If you say you are from XYZ town and you say I delivered 600 votes for you, are you saying that you the leader, casted 600 votes? There are people that made that vote to come to that number. Then where are they today? Those same people will go because of their contact, they go upstairs, they go to see the governor or the president, as the case may be, and they claim the glory. They give them all the accolades and possibly all the laggies, and they begin to choose their cousins, and possibly those who did not even risk their life for the election becomes the beneficiary. I'm glad that I have stopped, and it has permanently stopped. We are going to be in the forefront to propagate and to sustain this momentum, to say never again should we justify the scars because we love the person that is holding the knife. We're not going to allow that to happen again. The power has permanently returned to the people, and they will hold it and decide judiciously, painstakingly who to give it to. Accountability will come to play. That said, before we take a short break, you've spoken so much of the people being responsive now and taking back their power. You are a grassroots politician. If you could put it in perspective, we have seen instances of the electorates being involved in the electoral process now, and the political actors, especially those foot soldiers, being hyper-conscious now and revolting. What were the obvious sentiments that you feel has cascaded into this extreme reaction?
See, my brother, it's a gradual process. It's a revolution does not complete in a day. It's a cycle. There are some people who react out of selfish reasons. There are some people who react altruistically, selflessly, so to speak. The majority are the people now who are very selfless. The few, the hangers-on, who is supporting Mr. A, not because they love Mr. A, but because of what they can gain. The campaign is also ongoing to let them know that what that Mr. A can give you will not sustain you for your lifetime. You have a child. If you don't have a child, you will still have a child in the future. So it's better that you forget about what you can gain from that Mr. A, who is possibly not politically capable. You need to jettison that position that you are holding to think about how everybody, irrespective of culture, religion, nature, and whatever you are, to sustain in Nigeria, take back our country in Nigeria that will be better for everybody, where you are rewarded, where your hard work can be rewarded, where your output can bring your input in the same equal measure, where there will not be any discrimination of who you know. There is no connection. If you work hard, you get. I travel. I've been to many countries where people are treated equally. You apply for a job, you get a job not because you know the MD, but because you are qualified, you are the most suitable. That's the dream. That's the Nigeria that we dream for today. That's the dream the Nigeria that we dream today. So for those hangers on, no problem. It's a gradual process. It's a process that in a no distance time they will know that they're in the minority. And it's only natural that majority will always swallow the minority. So let's give them time. Let's not relent. Let's keep talking to them. Let's tell them that, see, we are not doing it because it is for us. My political slogan have always been, it's all about us. It's all about us. It's for our betterment. There's a proverb in our place that says, we want in Nigeria where everybody will be comfortable. If I ply the road by 12 o'clock, I'm not afraid that somebody who is hungry is holding a gun waiting for me. He must have gotten enough money and enjoying himself with his family at home. So that is what I feel it should be. So let's give them time, and I'm sure that with time it will even up.
We'll take a short break and we'll come back after this.